My name is Rachel Evans. I am 28 years old, and I learned the hardest way that sometimes the deepest scars are not caused by strangers, but by your own blood. Growing up in Seattle, I always admired my older sister, Claire. She was beautiful, outgoing, and confident. I was the quiet one, the bookworm, the one who followed the rules and helped our mom with dishes while Claire sneaked out to parties. Still, I loved her. She was my sister, my only sibling, and I believed we would always stand by each other. Claire had this magnetic charm. People fell for her easily. Teachers, friends, even strangers. I used to envy it, but I never thought she would use that charm to ruin me. After graduating from college, I got a job at a startup tech company. I worked hard, stayed late, brought donuts for the team on Mondays, and climbed my way to a management role within 3 years. I was proud. Finally, I felt like I was building something for myself. Around that time, Claire hit a rough patch. She had just broken up with a boyfriend, lost her job at a retail store, and moved back in with our parents. She called me one night crying. I told her she could move in with me for a while, just until she figured things out. That was the beginning. Claire moved in and, at first, things felt like old times. We watched movies at night, laughed over wine, shared silly stories from our childhood. She even helped me redecorate my apartment. I felt like we were bonding again, healing. I had no idea she was quietly watching every detail of my life, waiting to strike. I introduced Claire to my boyfriend, Thomas. He was kind, loyal, and had this warmth about him. We had been together for 2 years. I thought he was the one. We were even moving in together soon. Claire met him during a dinner I hosted at my apartment. She wore a red dress that I had never seen before. Her eyes sparkled, and she laughed at all his jokes a little too hard. I ignored it. I was being paranoid, I told myself. Then small things started happening. Thomas would cancel dates at the last minute. He stopped responding to my texts as quickly. He grew distant. I blamed stress, work, anything but the truth. Until one night, I came home early from a business trip and found them together. In my apartment. In my bed. I remember the silence when I opened the door. Claire stood there, wrapped in my robe, holding a glass of wine, her eyes wide. Thomas looked like a deer caught in headlights. I could not speak. My breath caught in my throat, and for a second, I truly thought I might faint. Claire broke the silence with a smile. "You were never right for him, Rachel," she said coldly. "He needed someone who actually lived, not someone who worked 24/7. That night I didn't cry. I packed her things quietly, placed them outside my door, and told her to leave. She walked out without apology, without guilt, like she had just returned a sweater she borrowed. Thomas tried calling for weeks. I blocked his number. Claire moved in with him shortly after. They posted pictures online, smiling, traveling, playing happy couple. My heart broke every time I saw them. I deleted all my social media. I isolated myself. I stopped trusting anyone. My performance at work dropped. My friends noticed, but I pushed everyone away. Then one day, I woke up and looked at myself in the mirror. Pale face. Tired eyes. I barely recognized myself. That was the day I decided I would not cry anymore. That was the day I began my revenge. Claire was now trying to start her own event planning business. She used Thomas's savings and borrowed some money from our parents. She branded herself as a luxury lifestyle consultant and started promoting online. I watched quietly. I followed her accounts from fake profiles. I studied her every move. Through one of my friends in marketing, I found out she had approached a big influencer named Zoe Kramer to collaborate on an event launch. Claire bragged about it online. If this deal went through, her business would blow up. I reached out to Zoe through a business profile and requested a private meeting. I introduced myself professionally and told her, politely, that she should know the truth about Claire before moving forward. I sent Zoe proof of Claire's past theft from a former boutique where she had worked. Screenshots, documents, even voice notes from the former manager. Claire had been fired quietly, and it never reached legal channels, but the evidence was real. And I had it all. Zoe never worked with her. In fact, she posted a cryptic story about being grateful for second chances and third warnings. It went viral. Claire's business struggled. Clients pulled back. Her Instagram following dropped. Brands distanced themselves. She made a tearful video blaming haters and jealous people, but never named names. But I was not done. Thomas had started working as a real estate agent. He had left his job to support Claire's startup and was now struggling. I reached out to one of his clients through LinkedIn using another identity. I posed as a past client and warned them about unprofessional behavior and personal misconduct. I even had an old recording of him yelling at a customer service representative saved on my phone from months ago when we were together. It was enough to raise red flags. The client dropped him. Then another. Then another. Within 3 months, Thomas was unemployed. Claire and Thomas started posting fewer and fewer photos. The smiles were gone. The fun was over. One day, I walked past a cafe downtown and saw Claire sitting alone. Her hair was messy. She looked tired. She was scrolling through her phone angrily. I stood across the street and watched her for a full 5 minutes. She never looked up. I never approached her. My revenge was not loud. It was not dramatic. It was silent and slow. The same way she poisoned my life. Today, I live in Chicago. I lead a strong team in a creative agency. I travel. I laugh again. I love again. Claire and I have not spoken in 2 years. My parents tried to bring us back together. They do not know the full story. But I told them I forgave her. I lied. I forgave myself. Because in the end, I realized revenge is not always about hurting someone back. Sometimes it is just about taking your power back, one quiet, calculated move at a time.